Welcome to Spark Sessions. I'm your host, Sonya Locke, and this girl is on fire. Today's guest is redefining what it means to put your best foot forward, literally. Dr. Krista Archer is a board-certified podiatric surgeon, researcher, and product innovator, and founder of Arch by Dr. Krista Archer, a boutique medical skincare and pedicure line redefining the face of foot care. With a scalpel in one hand and a vision in the other, Dr. Archer has merged medical precision with aesthetic excellence, treating bunions, arthritis, and injury, and ensuring that every one of her patients leaves her office both pain-free and beautiful. A former NCAA lacrosse captain and lifelong runner, she has walked through the paths of injury and recovery herself. She's been featured on Dr. Oz, Good Morning America, Elle, Health, Oprah Magazine, and New York Times. And whether in the OR or on the air, her message is clear. No woman should be held back by her feet. This episode is about walking boldly, aging out loud, and building beauty and power from the ground up. Dr. Archer, I am so excited to have you here today. I mean, we should tell our listeners how we met at like the best concert I've ever been to, but in the lobby bar in Nashville, going to see Coldplay.
Just by
we just
chance.
Immediately hit it off. I loved you so much for that very first time. I'm like, oh my God, this is now a lifelong friend.
And here we are 2 weeks later.
Exactly. And then I look you up and it's like amazing. Like you're just groundbreaking. I mean, like revolutionary. So I am so excited to have you and to talk to you and hear your story. And I want to say, first of all, congratulations.
Wonderful
on
to meet
everything
you. Cheers.
And cheers. And I'm just super excited to have you and have our listeners hear everything. So every great journey and every great woman, as you are, started with some sort of flicker. So tell me, what was your early sparks? What drove you into, like, where did you come from? What medicine, how did you get into medicine and an athlete and all of that?
So I think we are all a product of our environment. Our environment shapes us. And I grew up in a very small coastal town on Long Island, the North Shore of Long Island, about 20 miles west of Manhattan. East of Manhattan. And I grew up sailing on the water.
Oh, fun.
Skiing in the winter. And in the very beginning, I was a ballerina.
Oh, wow.
And then in 7th grade, I learned about lacrosse. I really wanted to play. But I was part of a ballet company with a former prima ballerina from Russia. She was very serious. And to this day, I remember sitting in my childhood bedroom in the 80s, pink rug, Formica, gray Formica cabinetry, and on the phone with her. And she said, in her Russian accent, I'm very disappointed. Because I was telling her I was quitting. And I did it all. I was in the Nutcracker every year, played every character, Clara, a mouse, a soldier, everything. So I gave it up and I started lacrosse. And starting sports is, I think, the beginning of what really did it and how, I'm a huge proponent of women and girls, especially girls in sports.
Yes.
And shaping their attitude and the drive and the competition and being able to stand up to the boys.
Yes.
And I was always a tomboy. Never was into fashion. Didn't wear makeup until college. And that's really the start of it. And to this day, I still pull from that experience of living on the water. I'm a Pisces. I need to be near the water.
Oh.
And that athleticism that was instilled in me from the beginning really shaped.
I think that athletics really does it. It teaches you discipline and it teaches you time management. And
especially for women, we can compete with the boys. So I was I was part of a pack of boys. I skied and sailed and did everything, played sports with all the boys. I never lacked confidence. I never thought I couldn't do something because I was a girl.
Yeah, that's a great attitude.
And I was also the oldest of 4 children.
Oh.
So
and the other sisters or brothers?
1 sister, 2 brothers. So I'm the typical type A, oldest child. And that was the start of it.
Yeah. Yeah, we have a lot of type A's that come onto the podcast.
I'm sure.
I think
driven women.
Yeah. And ones that just don't think that that there's nothing they can't accomplish.
Yeah.
And then, so you played sports in school, right?
Yeah.
You were captain of the lacrosse team.
I went to college to play lacrosse. So I was pre-med and a lacrosse player. And I studied and practiced. And I remember running from the physics lab late. I was always a little bit late to practice. My coach was amazing, another amazing woman. And we had an amazing NCAA team. We went to the tournament every single year.
Wow.
Incredible experience.
Wow.
Yeah.
Where'd you go to school again?
Hobart and William Smith.
That's
Upstate New York.
School. Yeah.
Upstate New York.
Cold.
Yeah.
Good school.
The only sunny day was when I toured as a prospective student. But it was a fabulous experience.
Yeah. So not only were you in medical school or pre-med, which is a
grueling,
a
lot of studying,
thing.
A lot of hours in the library.
But you weren't just like a lacrosse player. I mean, you were in like the Hall of Fame for your college.
Yeah.
And all that.
So I actually was
inducted
in 1996, and it was for women who achieved, high achievements in their specialty. So it actually wasn't for sports. It was for my achievements after college.
Well, that's great, though.
Yeah.
That's great. And I definitely want to do a podcast on women in sports because it's now finally getting like the recognition that it deserves.
Equal pay and NIL. Yeah.
Exactly.
It's a whole, and Charlotte North, I don't know who she's a BC lacrosse player who really revolutionized the game.
Wow.
How women play now, how they hold their stick. It's really incredible. It's amazing. It's an amazing game to watch. I still love the game.
Yeah. And do your kids play lacrosse?
My kids do play lacrosse.
All of them?
No, my daughter said, "Mom, just because you love it doesn't mean I have to love it." And I said, "You know what? You're right.
Yeah.
So find what you love.
Yes.
Find your passion and run with that."
Yes.
Because I did it.
So how did you replace that? Going after,
So I graduated. Yeah. So I graduated college, and being an athlete really my whole life, playing every sport. I missed having a team. I didn't know what to do. I wasn't going to play professional because I wanted to go to med school. So I needed to find something to do to replace my team sport. And I certainly wasn't going to play professional anything at the athletic level. So I started running. And being an athlete, I was good at running, and I kept running, and I started training. And I moved to Boston right after college to really with just a backpack and no place to live, not a job. And I just made my way, and I found a job in research north of Boston, biopharmaceutical research. And I trained with amazing veterinarians because we were researching bone proteins and animal models. And I trained and went to work. And my first marathon was the Boston Marathon.
Oh, that had to be a great experience.
It was amazing. Living in Boston, amazing. Then New York City Marathon, being a native New Yorker, incredible. And I kept going for a long time, for all of my 20s and most of my 30s.
What was your favorite marathon?
New York, obviously. Amazing. Everyone should run New York once in their lives.
Wow. That's just what drive. And then, what made you just like get up and move to Boston and be ready to start your own path by yourself?
I was sick of my environment. I grew up there. I was at my parents' house, and I needed to, check another city out. And I had amazing support in my community. I had a family friend that gave me a loan, paid him back. We made a payment plan, and I found a waitressing job and a science job, and I did both for a long time. Saved money to buy a car, and then one day I was at the photocopier. Remember transparencies before PowerPoint when you used to feed it through? And the woman in my group, I was doing a study on rats.
Oh, gross.
I've given mouth to mouth to a rat, resuscitation, because we used to anesthetize them. Yeah. And she said, I used to work with rats when my husband was in medical school in Philly. And coincidentally, again, how the universe works, I said, that's so interesting. A podiatry school in Philly just sent me some, promotional flyer, and he went there. So she said, he's a resident. He's actually a chief resident in Worcester, Mass, outside Boston. Why don't you go just hang out with him and see if you like it? So I did. And he was super nice. He was chief resident. I was in his OR. So I was doing surgery on rabbits, ulna, so rabbit bones, and trained by veterinarians. So I knew how to suture, I knew how to cut bone with saws. And when I was in the OR, the human metatarsal looks just like the rabbit ulna. So I was like, oh my goodness, I know how to do that. I can cut that bone, I could suture. This is amazing. I really liked doing it. Yeah. It was like cool. I was good at it, and it was just cool. So I applied. They gave me a little money. And I went, and I said, if I don't like feet, I can always change.
Yeah.
But I never did.
But you're not just a podiatrist. I mean, I think you're very revolutionary with what
Thank
you
you.
do. I mean, it's also about the aesthetics of
Yeah.
it, right? So,
Yeah. So in the beginning, this is when I first started my career, I was wearing high heels and dressing up and outfits and when I had a job in Upper East Side of New York City, I was wearing my Prada heels to commute. How many heels I've ruined getting stuck in the sidewalk rating. Very sad. Can't be fixed by a shoemaker. I've already tried. And then I just started helping women who loved wearing high heels, but in a grounded way. I didn't promise them anything that was beyond what I could do. And then fast forward years later, then we had COVID.
right.
So for a long time, I was doing bone surgery because it was also painful. It wasn't I was doing unnecessary surgery because it looked bad, but I was changing the form to improve the function. And then COVID hit and we got shut down. So I stopped going to the OR to do surgery, and I started wearing scrubs. And I started wearing my OR clogs in the office. And I'm like, this is really comfortable. This is good. But by then I built a beautiful office on Fifth Avenue. And I love aesthetics. I love lighting. I love interior design. And I have a business partner who's a dermatologist. So 2 women with similar goals. And we made this gorgeous jewel box of a tiny office on Fifth Avenue. But I was in my scrubs and my clogs, and it was great. But I continue to help women with their pain, and I made it look better. And also, if you look like any part of the body, if you look good, you feel good. And for the feet, it doesn't just mean painting your toenails. If your toenails aren't healthy, they're not going to feel good. But so I went through a period where I promoted like the naked pedicure, where you're just natural, healthy nails. And I would never say, don't wear polish or don't wear high heels, but it became more about really, really feeling good in your own skin and being the healthiest you could be from really head to toe.
That's amazing. That's amazing. I know I have major feet problems I used to wear stilettos every day to high school.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, in high school. And even in my house, because my son's like 6'1",
a lot of people, a lot of people, women become more comfortable in high heels because over time your Achilles, the heel cord, shortens.
Yeah.
So it affects your posture and how your pelvis is aligned, in relation to the ground. So women like you, did you feel more comfortable wearing high heels?
They have very high arches. I was actually called tippy toes as a child because I always walked like I was wearing heels. So
so more comfort. But how do you feel when you wear flat shoes? Do you ever wear flat shoes?
But no, I do somewhat, but they have to have a little bit of a lift or something like that. So
for me, it's hard to wear really high heels because I'm like 6'2" and not in high heels.
I'm short. That's why I do well in heels.
Yeah.
But tell me about your line Arch, which, by the way,
the name.
Coolest name ever, because I mean, like, you were destined to marry your husband. I mean, like,
it's not my maiden name. Yeah. But so fast forward, I was pregnant with my first child. So circa 2006, and necessity is the mother of invention, right?
Right.
So I wanted a foot cream for myself that wasn't like menthol-y and peppermint and thick. And I wanted it to be all natural. Be natural when you can be. Take out the parabens and the sulfates. So I met another meeting, a formulator, and he worked for John Frieda Hair Care.
Okay.
And I come from a family of hairdressers.
Oh, fun.
And so it was like synchronicity, and he was the nicest guy. And I worked with him to formulate my first foundation product is just called Soul Saver Cream. And it's for the feet, but it can really be used anywhere. It's super sensitive. If you have sensitive skin, you can. I would use it to take off my mascara.
Oh, wow.
And I really sensitivize. So that's how it started, because I wanted foot cream, and then it just snowballed. I wanted a nail oil that also helped with fungus. So every product has a natural active.
Oh.
So the cream has beta-glucan, which actually helps with healing and wrinkles. The oil has tea tree, 10% tea tree, which I lab tested. So that's research back. That does actually kill fungus and the most common bacteria, but I'm not making any claims. They're not FDA approved. And then it went on from there. So every product has a natural active that helps with the results and really helps your feet feel better.
And it's really revolutionary because there's not many like that. Like I said, you see
I'm
a lot
sure
of
if I put
stuff.
it into chat GPT, something would come up.
Yeah.
But no, it is. I don't know personally. I don't know of something that's similar.
Yeah. No, I want to hear what your next chapter is, because it seems like you're just constantly inventing yourself,
I
like
have
doing
tons of
something
my
more
yeah.
and
I have
more.
tons of ideas. I just came from a meeting. Tons of ideas.
Yeah.
So to be continued.
Yes, definitely.
Next
And you
next
also
talk.
you have some sort of radiant energy that's where it's like you have so many serendipitous meetings.
I
That's just like
know.
really cool.
Yeah. Well, I think
Yeah.
you have to ask questions.
Yeah.
And that's part of it. Like asking questions and actually being concerned about the answer.
Yeah.
Like what the people are saying. Like when we met.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
really concerned. Like I was really curious. It's a curiosity that I was, what are you doing? And we just started talking, and you're the same way.
And look where it's
And
landed
here we
you.
are. And
It's
we went to the Coldplay concert
Exactly.
the same
It's
day.
wonderful.
Yeah.
And so, but with all of these challenges, there's also the burn, which is the other thing I want to talk to you is how, I mean, being a mother of three, a doctor and a researcher or a former researcher, and then having your own product line as a CEO.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm a current researcher. I'm doing a clinical research trial now on nail fungus.
Wow.
For one of the major pharmaceutical companies.
Oh, wow.
So I will be calling on participants soon.
So, like I said, you had to have had challenges. I mean, I'm sure your whole life has probably been a challenge that you've overcome. So talk about some of those early days. You already talked about like finding your way in Boston, but then like starting your own practice, going through COVID, having kids, having a balance.
Well, med school after Boston, I moved to Philly for school. And the first 2 didactic years of school are grueling, and I didn't have anyone. I was single and I was studying all the time, and it's really, really hard. But I made really great relationships amongst other students. So and we, study groups that kept me going. And then residency is really hard, early hours, rotating on every single specialty, and it takes drive, it takes persistence, you get tired. So, if someone asks me who's doing it now, like how do you not get tired and how do you not burn out? I just think you have to keep your eye on the prize. And what do you want to do? What moves you? What's your passion? And that's what you just, you see it at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah, and that's one of the things I always ask all my guests is, when did you realize your passion met your purpose?
I think it's they're parallel tracks, actually. I think that now I'm really getting into the groove of passion meeting purpose because I have so many ideas. I'm passionate about so many things, and it's running alongside of what I've done so far. And I think that people who have the energy as they age, they know that passion and they never lose it.
Yeah.
If it intersects and collides, I think it explodes. But to keep it going, it remains parallel.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like a waxing and waning, like a flow, like a wavelength. Just to there's with everything peaks and valleys. But to know that you have this real passion that drives your business, is a pretty incredible thing. And how did I harness it? I mean, I think I still am.
Yeah.
You're
constantly growing. I mean, that's what I love about you. You're so lively. I mean,
yeah.
We haven't even talked about like your concerts and stuff like that. Like you go to concerts every week, which is
that's for this year because it's my milestone year.
Okay,
that's not every single year.
But you go to a lot of concerts.
Yeah, I do more than most people.
But you've burned you've had passions for fashion, passions for medicine, passions for research and finding answers to things. So
I think just curiosity, and you don't know something, you research it, leads to another question.
Yeah. And
how do I make things better? How do I improve? How do I leave a legacy? Like, what do you want people to know about you when you're not here anymore?
Yeah. Exactly. And we're going to ask that one too, because that's a very important one. But so any other advice to young women going to, become a doctor and going through the hard, residency, fellowships, all of that, raising a family?
Don't be intimidated.
Okay.
By your male counterparts.
Yeah.
For me, I think I had a little bit of an edge because physically I am as tall or taller than most. And surgical training, I was good at it. I knew how to do things before I entered. So it gave me a lot of confidence and an edge. But if you're a woman and you're smart, you're there, you're smart, you're meant to be there. don't get intimidated by people who think they're better than you. You know, this really comes from the confidence within yourself, and that's where the athleticism comes in.
Yeah.
And, you know, young girls in sports, I am a huge proponent of that.
I think it's very important.
Yeah.
Have you ever had the imposter syndrome?
I don't know.
I don't think you did. Like, actually,
I
I don't know
don't
if you
think
watched
so.
Martha Stewart's documentary. That's
Yeah,
where,
no, I never saw it.
no, I didn't either. But actually, but there's so many different
I don't
speeches
think
about
so.
it, and it's funny because, like, you know, every show, the imposter syndrome comes up, and 75% of women have it. And,
So how's it defined?
working harder than you need to prove your worth, feeling like you're not supposed to be there,
Yeah.
even though everybody says you are supposed to be there, and, you know, having doubts or feeling like you're there because of luck or something like that. You know, it's just really just like that unworthiness and over trying to compensate for it. But I loved how Martha Stewart, when they asked her about it, and she's like, "Oh God, no."
Yeah. Well, I think
So
if you're
that's
humble,
good.
and that's what I try to teach my kids, no matter what you have, humility, always be humble.
Yeah.
Like there's always, so you can always learn something from someone else and believe in yourself once you achieved it,
Yeah.
you know?
But I think it's such an important segment because, like I said, so many women have it. And every question I always ask them is like, how do we get rid of that? How do you promote that confidence in yourself to know you are in the right place at the right
Every
time
time.
and be confident in yourself? So
That's $1 million
sports.
question. Yes.
Yeah,
Well, for me,
well,
for me, it's sports.
Yeah.
And, you know, just all my studying, being confident in what I know.
Yeah.
And if I don't know something, to say it.
Yeah.
You know, I'll be in meetings with people and they're experts in their field and they're throwing around acronyms. And this is a good story. So, you know, and I was in a meeting and this person said an acronym and going on and explaining, I'm like, wait, what does that stand for? And they're like, I don't even know. Actually, I don't even know. They were just using it as a word, you know, like as a noun or a verb. And they didn't know. So there you go.
I think that's very true.
Don't be afraid to ask questions.
Yeah, or don't be afraid to take a seat at the table, even if you're not invited.
Yeah.
You know, the worst that's going to happen is they're going to kick you out,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
You just got to do it.
Well, fake it till you make it is one thing.
Yeah, yeah. But I mean, take a seat at the table or make a bigger table. Like, I think that's the other thing is trying to build women up with the encouragement.
Yeah, don't ever think there's not room for you.
Yeah, yeah. So, I mean, I think your story, Dr. Archer, reaches far beyond just feet, right? I mean, that's where it starts, I think, with some of the confidence and stuff like that. But really, I think the burning question, and I want to read you some of the statistics and stuff like this, is nearly 40% of women knowingly wear painful shoes for style, right? And we've already talked about that. And $1 million industry. And I don't know if you have Sarah Blakely's Sneaks at all.
I don't.
Oh my God. Have you not watched her video?
No.
Oh.
Spanx, Sarah Blakely?
Yes.
Makes sneakers?
They're sneaker high heels.
I think I've seen.
Yes. Yeah. But she went to Italy, redesigned for years because.
Do you have them?
Yeah. I was going to bring them, but I overpacked. Anyways, but it was more because like they were made by men, right?
Yeah.
They were made by men as torture chambers for women and they haven't been redesigned in hundreds of years, right? So she was attempting to make a comfortable
Well, that's
shoe.
why people come to me as a female podiatrist.
Yeah.
Is because I understand what they're wearing, I mean, and what they're going through.
Right.
And so let's say I had a patient who they went to a male podiatrist and they had a foot issue and he said, well, just don't wear high heels. It's so easy. How are you going to tell a woman not to wear nice shoes?
Right.
Right? So that's not the answer.
Exactly. And I think that's where it kind of comes into it too, is in a world where we're told that we have to either sacrifice comfort for beauty, you know, that we have to endure it. I mean, the things that women have to go through are youth for relevance. What happens when we say no to that? And we own ourselves, right? And what is the myth about women, about aging, about, you know, comfort and taking ownership of your own path? Do you want to help erase and I guess change that, or how do we change that narrative in society, right?
Yeah. I mean, no woman should feel uncomfortable in what they're wearing. I get it. You know, the shoes make the dress. I love high heels. They look gorgeous, but a woman should want to do it because they want to, not because society is telling them you should wear these. And they're, you know, we've all seen it. A woman coming out of a restaurant late at night or a bar and they're limping and holding their heels. I was actually at a show, a country show, and there was a young couple, and the girl was barefoot, and the guy was holding her high heel boots, like what you wore, your amazing Cavalli cowboy boots on his shoulder, and she was like limping down the street. But she wanted to do that, you know. Also, if you are confident in yourself, you can wear whatever you want under the dress and rock it, show them. So an example of that is I have a patient who was going to a New York City event, gala, long dress, amazing dress, and she just had something done to her feet, and she was wearing Crocs under her dress. And she rocked it, and she wanted to show it. So she did.
I think a lot of that comes from the confidence within,
absolutely,
right?
Absolutely.
It's not what shoes you're wearing necessarily. It's the confidence that you have.
And not conforming.
Yeah, I agree. And then, so what else about, I guess, aging? Like you said, you're celebrating a milestone this year, but you're not ashamed of it. Like I'm never ashamed of telling you what my age is, because age is a gift. It doesn't mean you're old. No. It just means
it's all about health span, not lifespan, right? It's like if we're 60 and we don't feel good because we're not healthy, we look like we're 90.
Yeah.
Right? So you want to live as fully and as much health to every part of your body, every joint. So now that I'm 50, and I talk to patients about this all the time, think about the joints of your feet and instilling mobility in them. If they're stiff, you hear it all the time. I wake up in the morning and I limp to the bathroom and I get moving, and it's like I lubricate the joints and I get going. I think Jacqueline said it, like movement is the key to age, a long life. And it's really true. So now I think about the shoes and what to do around wearing the uncomfortable shoes to give the forefoot mobility, and making the patient feel good no matter what shoe they're wearing, but with reasonable expectations. If you're wearing the stiletto, be smart about it. Bring another pair of shoes to the party and be confident in both, because you want to.
Yeah. I love the little foldable ballet flats.
They were in vending machines in London.
Really?
Years ago. Not when I was
Oh, wow. I went to a New Year's Eve party at the Wynn that was like a invite only, and that was one of the things they handed out at the very end.
Very smart.
It was like these little...
Yeah, don't walk barefoot in public places. No. For several reasons.
Yes, especially in places like New York. Like, you never know what you're going to step on.
Exactly.
No, for sure. And so when you talk about like with confidence and aging, and also too is improving your feet, it can improve a whole woman's confidence, right? Their posture and everything else.
So the classic thing is, I have, like, let's say 50-ish, 60-ish female patient. She puts massive effort into the places that everyone can see. Her face. Yeah. And her face looks young and beautiful because she's putting daily work into her face. And she'll, get out of the shower, cream her whole body, and stop at the ankles and forget her feet. And just ignore her feet. So how can you expect your feet to feel good if you're totally not paying attention to them? Right. So I tell, you have to carry it down to your tips of your toes. Yeah. And almost treat your feet like you do your face. Yeah. You know what I mean? So you're flossing and you're doing all this stuff for your teeth. Think about what you need to do for your toes and your toenails and, on a daily basis. And once you start doing that, they feel better.
Yeah, it's a little confidence booster,
yeah,
right?
They look better, they feel better. Even if you do have deformities, even if you do have hammer toes and bunions, if they feel healthy and they look healthy, Yeah.
And I think that's interesting how you also, like, you're in practice with a dermatologist, so you kind of have both sides of that. Yeah. And showing them from top to bottom,
head to toe.
Head to toe. Yeah. Yeah, you should rename your practice Head to Toe.
Yeah, or treat your feet like you do your teeth, your toes like you do your teeth.
But you're right about it. It brings like confidence and stuff like that. And I think that's what a lot of things with women is, like I said, owning ourselves, owning our path, and feeling confident in ourselves and owning it. So,
and confidence is beautiful. You radiate when you're confident.
Exactly. It goes a lot further than just skin deep,
Yep,
right?
exactly.
Right. So, so how do we change society on that? How do we get that word, I guess, out more to people to where, there were some other statistics on here. Well, the foot care market is expected to exceed 5 billion globally. That's crazy.
That is crazy.
Is that like from an aging thing, or is it from?
I think people are in pain and they're trying to self-help and they're trying to
Yeah.
order things and treat themselves. So
Right.
the consumer, and there's new inventions every day in terms of foot health and mobility. And people, if your feet hurt, your whole body hurts.
They do. I'm living proof of that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like the biggest thing for me is when your feet hurt. You're just not happy
No.
at all.
No.
You're just grumpy. I mean, like maybe like, did you ever see the Modern Family episode where Sophia, they put her in because she always wore heels and she was really grumpy, and then they put her in like the Minnie Mouse slippers, and
Yeah.
she was like all happy and lovey.
Amazing. Yeah.
I think that's what it should be. So, I know also too, you've been on lots of shows. I mean, you were on Dr. Oz, you've been on Good Morning America, and you talk a lot about what women should wear on their feet and how to like hack that to where you're comfortable. What are some of the hacks that you've got for women that?
Well, if you want to wear a high heel, a platform is always a better choice because it decreases the slope and it decreases load on the ball of your foot. There are all sorts of pads.
Yeah.
You could put inside a shoe, inside a high heel that doesn't take up too much space, so it doesn't make the shoe tighter, but it pads the bones right in the right spot. And I teach patients like where placement's key for that.
Yeah.
And then being confident to rock cool sneakers. I'm a huge sneaker person. That's on my list of things to do. One of my passions is to either collab with someone on a sneaker line, capsule collection, one of the things. I have lots of ideas. And when you're in a cool pair of sneakers, little height, and it's a very cool look.
It is. And this generation's so smart about it now. Like my daughter, I just remember her in high school and wearing the most fabulous gowns or dresses and stuff like that, and they'd have these cool sneakers, and I'm like, gosh, why didn't we think about that 20 years ago?
Brides and bridesmaids.
Yes.
They have the bejeweled silver, Converse underneath their dresses.
Yeah.
And they're happier at the reception.
Yes.
They're dancing longer and they're not in pain.
Yes. I definitely see you collabing on that. And I got into sneakers, I think probably, oh gosh, I had the worst problem with my feet because wearing stilettos all the time, obviously. And like 6 years ago, my sister brought me to the store to buy me a really nice pair of sneakers, that were, I think, Chanel or something like that.
Well, you're wearing really nice ones.
Yes, my Chloe's is so bright. I mean, like I said, you radiate. You just attract people, I think. But how do you keep going? What are some of your, I guess, life hacks and rituals that kind of fans your fuel every day? I mean, like I said, you're constantly thinking of the next thing. So how do you do that?
Self-care.
Okay.
And knowing what resets yourself. And once we talked about marathon running and sports, and I turned 40, and one of my longtime friends, who was also a marathon runner, who was about 20 years older than me, said, you can't keep running forever. And she was very into yoga. And for my 41st birthday, she gifted me the BKS Iyengar yoga textbook. And as it happens with life and serendipity, one of my kids' moms just opened up a studio on my block, two blocks down. I had never done yoga before. I was like, this is easy. I've been an athlete my whole life. I've competed at the highest level. This is going to be cake. Never forget that class. Back of the studio, I was never more sore.
Yeah.
I was sore for days. And I said, wow, I think I need this. And then I started, going on social media and watching yoga videos and these things that people do upside down and headstands. This is really, and it was a challenge.
You do yoga every day.
Yeah.
For your mind.
I try.
Right.
Change my
for
schedule.
Your body.
And I've learned as I've aged that I need to put things down. And I'm rushing around. I don't have time for yoga. Yes, I do.
Yeah.
That can wait. I can go and do an hour of yoga and I'll be better off for the entire day. It can wait. I don't have to be rushing around and crazy. Let me just ground myself first and it's so much better off. And then another thing is live music.
I know. Oh, I hear. I mean,
There's something about live music that is so grounding to me and just resets me and gives me passion to keep going. If there's something about being, and we just did it together,
Yeah.
being in an arena where whatever it is, 50,000 people are all looking at one set of people who are singing the song that people know the words to.
Yeah.
No one cares about their differences, race, politics. Everyone's on the same level and having
That's a beautiful way of saying that.
such a good time.
Yeah.
All together.
Yeah.
No one's fighting.
Yeah. And music has such a way of hitting your soul. Like there's always
Lyrics. I'm a huge lyrics person.
Or just the songs of your life, right?
Yeah,
I bet you there's so many songs.
Nostalgia. Yeah. Instant.
That bring you back to that moment, that feeling.
To being young.
Yes. Well, you are young.
Yeah.
You are very young. You are the most young-spirited person I know. But yeah, live music is a wonderful thing. And I mean, you go everywhere.
I do.
Like you don't just
I can get on a plane and go anywhere. Yeah.
Yeah. Especially from New York.
That doesn't hold me back. Yep.
No, I think not holding back and taking time for yourself, like with your yoga. Like you said, you have to unapologetically say no sometimes.
Exactly.
And what's important for you.
Yeah. And female relationships.
Yes.
So I decided for my milestone year to go to shows with one female friend. Different female friend for every show. I have one friend, we just went to our third show together this past weekend, but just one-on-one with a really good female friend and just having the best time. And then you get back to work and you're like, I'm ready to go now.
I think it's conversations too.
Yeah.
There's something, I mean, like I don't diss men at all, but there's something about females and there's something about males, like just the way you connect and you just, I don't know, it's different. It's good for your soul.
You need both. Yeah, you need both, but
yeah, very good for your soul.
Soul soothing for sure.
So do you have a mantra or anything that you say when maybe you're having one of those bad weeks or maybe it's just something that you wake up in the morning and you just, it starts your day?
Don't postpone joy.
Oh, I like that.
If you know that a show is coming up and you really want to go, do it. Don't postpone joy. Don't say, I'm going to wait till next year or next month or when this child reaches this age, or if everyone's taken care of and everything is good in your home life, do it. Go to the show. Take the trip.
Yeah. And I bet that joy also resonates. You probably have a very happy, harmonious time because you're seeking joy and teaching them to seek joy. And
I'm not guilty about doing it. There's no guilt associated with the things I do because I've learned it's necessary to keep me going. Like, that everyone says a happy mother, especially, is that have happy kids.
Yes, and that's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
If a mother is miserable, she's miserable to her kids, and that's not good energy. So keep yourself happy, and you're better for everyone around you. My patients, my children, everyone.
That is true. I mean, I always say it's like, put your mask on yourself first, right?
Yeah,
so you've got to take care of yourself.
Oxygen on your face first.
Yeah. No, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. You have so much joy. And like I said, I think you're the answer to the imposter syndrome.
Really?
That is. I think it's you.
Okay. Thank you.
So this is another important section is passing the torch. And somebody like you can't keep that joy to yourself. Mm-hmm. So tell me what do you want your legacy to be? What do you want your kids to think about you? And how are you building it for the next, women coming up or, whether it be athletes or doctors or, just young girls that are coming into this world? Like what do you want to pass on to them?
To make it better, make the world, as a cliche, but make the world a better place and make everything more beautiful and more happy. And realize that the people who are coming after you are going to be inspired by you. So make sure that you leave them with the tools to go forward like you did. And that's what I want to teach not only kids, but young women who are coming out of residency, is that you can do really good for patients and hold on. I'm going to start, where should I start from? Yeah. So for women coming out of residency, it's very competitive and it's hard to establish yourself. But if you're true to yourself and you're doing it, for me, medicine was always a privilege. You
Yeah.
know, you don't go, especially these days, you don't go into medicine to make a lot of money.
No.
So remember your purpose and, like we talked about before, your passion. And I'm truly doing it to help other people, make other people feel good.
Yes.
So if you lead with that, then you can have the office on, you know, on Fifth Avenue and make it beautiful. Because at the end of the day, what it comes down to is you're privileged to be doing it, to be taking care of people. And I think that comes out when people come to see you, is they understand that. It's just not a churn and burn kind of thing. If you're truly invested in people's lives, you're asking questions and you want to make them truly feel better about themselves and you give them tools to go out and do it, they're so thankful.
Yes. Yes. And I mean, like, I don't think I've ever met anybody in medicine that is not in it for, like I said, for others.
Mhm.
It's not, like I said, oh, I want to do this to make this type of money. It's because they really want to help and spread that joy.
Yeah, that's the foundation.
Yes.
And that's where it should be. I'm sure there's people who don't go into that for that reason. Maybe they're pressured by their family or they come from a legacy of doctors and they want to be a doctor because of that. But for those who do it because they themselves want to better other people and help people feel good about themselves, then that's the key to keep it going for a long time.
When did you realize that? I mean, like, you go back to your younger self in college and sports. Did you always have this mindset, or?
No, I think I'm a work in progress, and I hope I continue to be one. You know, like I have many more things to do, but I think the foundation was just being curious, and I was a nerd, so I really liked studying. I really like learning, and be a lifelong learner. Be curious. Don't be content that, you know, I've made it, because there's always more. There's always something else to be done, and then if you feel like you've accomplished everything for yourself, expand and charity work or give to others, and you know.
I love the part about you know, basically all of us are privileged, right?
Yeah.
We all have that privilege, and just even having a day on Earth every day is a privilege,
waking
right?
up and being healthy
and giving that back and touching other people's lives.
Health is a privilege.
Yes, I think that you definitely are touching many people's lives, and I think that your legacy will live on forever with everything. And I know that, like I said, I mean, I'll probably have to come back in a month and see what you're up to next, because I know it's going to be something else fabulous.
Many more things to talk about.
Yes, yes. All right, so now it's the fun part. Okay, so rapid fire. First question that comes to your, or first answer that comes to your mind. Okay. I think we know the answer to this one. Heels or sneakers?
Sneakers.
Of course.
Cool sneakers.
Cool sneakers. What's your favorite sneakers?
Asics, Gel Light 3 OGs. There's many. Yeah. Nike Air Max, Adidas Retro Superstars.
Oh, what's your most stylish sneakers that you own?
I have a really cool pair of Isabel Marant's.
I bet those are pretty. Favorite city for a concert?
New York City. Specifically, Forest Hill Stadium in Queens. Oh. Have you been there? Magical.
Is it?
Yes.
Why? What makes it so magical?
It's a very intimate. I think there's about 7,000 capacity, and it's a tennis center.
Oh wow.
So you're on the court if you're GA, and it's, you know, an amphitheater outside in the summertime, and there's a noise ordinance. So I've been in a show where everything goes, all the audio is out, and the performers are without a mic, and that's how close everything is. That they could sing a song without the mic, and everyone is united in singing. It's the coolest thing.
Oh, that is awesome.
Yeah, and some major people come through there.
I bet.
Yeah.
Favorite concert you ever been to? Okay, top 5.
Oh, okay. Eddie Vedder is my spirit animal. Love Pearl Jam.
Yes.
Pearl Jam had their 50th show in New York, September, I think 11th or 12th of last year. Stood GA. That was amazing. Zach Bryan.
Yeah.
Just saw him at MetLife Stadium. That was.
You go to Vegas.
Yep. Kenny Chesney, The Sphere. If you've never been to The Sphere, doesn't matter what you're seeing, incredible.
It is. It changes your whole view.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah. Any other ones? Well, I know Coldplay. You've seen Coldplay a lot.
I've seen Coldplay a lot. That show when we just went to Nashville, Coldplay, that was unbelievable.
That was amazing.
The friend I was with said it was the best show she's ever seen in her life.
Yeah. We have our videographer who's now addicted to concerts because of that. Okay, one scent that grounds you.
amber and pine combo. I like layering scents.
Ooh.
And my favorite scents have those two things in them.
Do you have a signature scent at your clinic?
No, that's a good idea though.
You need one, yes.
I love candles, so I usually always have a candle burning,
Mm-hmm.
and I rotate between a really cool Brooklyn company called Keep, and people send me candles all the time. Candles are a really cool hostess gift.
Yes.
Yeah, I love candles.
Well, we're gonna give you a candle.
Thank you.
Gift idea. Style icon.
Gwen Stefani.
Oh, I know. I saw her. That was my.
I've never seen her.
Oh yeah. When they have a private New Year's Eve function,
yeah.
It's invite only, and it's like maybe 100 people and talk about like a ballroom. And it's Gwen Stefani. I was like standing where I could touch her feet if I wanted to.
I remember when I was a resident, I trained in Jersey, and there's a mall called the Short Hills Mall. And back then we wore pagers, like the old school pagers, beep, beep, those. And my pager had signal in the mall. So if I was on call, I would sneak, I don't know, can't get in trouble anymore, but I would sneak away and go to the mall, and I would cut through Bergdorf's or Neiman's, and it's when Lamb, do you remember Lamb?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I remember I saved my money to get a Lamb outfit.
Yeah, she has great style.
Yeah.
Go-to footwear product from your own line.
The OG, my original Soul Saver foot cream. It's really like I have a brother who uses it in his hair.
Wow. Oh, I've got to get me some of that.
Yeah. No, you know where to go.
Yeah, I know.
Gifted.
Best advice you've ever given to a patient?
Keep it moving. Stretch. Downward dog.
Yes.
Every morning.
Oh, yoga is really good for the mind and soul. Beauty product you can't live without.
Organic rosehip seed oil.
Ooh.
Have you tried it?
Another
thing I know to get you.
Yeah, okay. Comfort food after a long day at the office.
Gersi. Gersi is a restaurant around the corner from me. It's rustic Italian. Gersi is the owner. Best guy has also opened some restaurants up by the same name down south. And it takes them about 4 minutes from their kitchen to my front door. And go to Kale Caesar and either their chicken parm or their chicken Milanese.
And I bet you have a spot that he saves for you anytime you go in, probably, right?
They know me.
They
definitely know me.
I can tell by your order. And what's the one thing that every woman should stop apologizing for?
Asking questions, number one. Number two, anything related to their appearance.
Yes. And I guess the last question I'm going to ask you is, what is your superpower?
My superpower?
As a leader or as a person or mother, what do you feel like is your superpower?
I don't stop. I keep going.
Yeah.
It's hard for me to run out of gas.
Yes.
I do. And that's another thing, knowing when you're out of gas and knowing when to rest.
Yes.
But I mean, people say like I have natural Adderall. Like, they're like, what do you want? I'm like, nothing. This is just how I am. I don't know why, genetic, but.
I love that about you. Dr. Archer, what is your one spark, your one truth that guides how you lead, how you live, and how you love?
It's very simple. Be nice. Just be nice. Lead with kindness and compassion for others. And know that someone might be having a bad day and you have no idea what battles they're fighting. And give people a break. Another way to say it, like, I'm a native New Yorker, Long Islander, and I always think about this bumper sticker: don't be a dick.
I like that.
Just be nice.
Yeah.
Kindness goes a long, long way.
You're such a great caregiver, I can tell. I mean, you really were born to be a doctor, I can tell. Very, very nice.
And a mom.
Yes, and a mom.
I think moms make great doctors.
Yes.
I have patients who only choose women doctors for that reason.
Yeah, I kind of.
I have a patient who calls it her female mafia of physicians.
That. Oh, I like that. I like that. That's a good one. I know. I think I have all female doctors I always have had. So yeah, that's great.
Good choice.
Thank you so much for being here.
It was so
you
fun.
have been the best.
I'm so glad I met you.
I know. And we're going to go to
By
a concert
chance.
for sure.
For sure.
For sure. I mean, like, I'm just, your spark and your joy is just absolutely contagious. So
Love
thank you
being
so
here.
much.
Bring me back.
I will, because you're going to invent something else next time. Thank you for tuning into Spark Sessions. Until next time, keep the fire burning.